I spent $50 at the dollar store. When you kind of say it out loud like that, is it embarrassing? It's not embarrassing. It's just like you blow $50 at the dollar store and it's like, you were that guy. I was that guy. Are you gonna be that guy? I don't know. I think it's worth it. Here we go. So I felt pretty stagnant this week, and I look around and my room is pretty boring. I looked at my videos, my backdrop's pretty boring, my lighting has been sucky, and god dang it, I work in lighting. I figured, let's build a studio, IG and photo backdrop and sound studio in my room, DIY, and only use materials from the dollar store to do it. So that's what you're looking at. That's what we got here, all dollar store. So if you're looking to build any of the one or all three of those things, stick around. Well, here's how to do it. And if you got a dollar store near you, all it is one trip down the road to get there. So the first thing I want to start with is the creative process, because this really is a creative process. We're gonna focus on what you see here in the YouTube set. And then once I get to explaining the studio and stuff, we will get to the other two. First of all, getting the most out of the space around me. So my bed takes up a lot of space. I just lifted my bed up. I pushed it against the wall and lifted it straight up. Created at least 5, 6, 7 feet by 7 feet more space. That's gracious, that's a little much. It's not that much space. It gave me a lot more space. It allowed me to move my desk so you could kind of get some of my desk into the shot. And this here is literally just, it's like a teacher bulletin board backdrop. I think like that's what it said on the dollar store thing. I got 3 of them. So there's one that covers here, one that kind of wraps around my wall here, and all the way over to that wall. So I mean, I don't know if it actually looks like bricks. I think it looks convincing, and it doesn't need to be bricks, but it's better than my wall. These are free posters. They're outside a music shop or something. I don't even know. We were just going to an open mic or something like that. I saw them outside with a free sign on them. Aretha Franklin and John Mellencamp records. Just thought I'd throw up there, as well as some camera gear. Kind of relates to who I am, and this is a little mascot from some of the people I worked with, so that's not from the dollar store, but this is a little tree. I like nature, as well as these little lights, little leafies. Keep life simple. Little porcelain thing, dollar store. This light, I didn't even really want it there, but it stuck too hard and I can't really take it off. So that's where it is now. These twinkle lights, my favorite freaking thing that I got out of all of this. Dollar store. So cool, AA batteries. So there's a few things you can just kind of do real easy that kind of spice things up, right? Like I've got my own lighting here. That was an investment of its own, but you can always use daylight. You can always use a window. I've got my window there, but I cover it up with black poster board just so I can manipulate my own lighting. There's ways to kind of create your own lighting without having to spend too much. And that way you can use your room light. I wouldn't suggest it, maybe even getting a cheap light off Amazon, but this is about the dollar store and the DIY sound studio. So getting the most out of your space is super important, but also you want to kind of sit and question, how are you going to do these things? How are you going to make walls for a sound studio? And then how are you going to soundproof that space? So this is actually one of the walls the sound studio wraps around here. And the backdrop for that one is wood. You'll see that in a minute. And essentially it was cardboard, poster boards, rugs, all from the dollar store. I bought about 10 rugs to insulate the inside of this little sound studio I made. Took Amazon boxes, constructed walls, taped them to my walls. And this is actually a big giant mirror. And I leaned that up. So kind of had one of my walls and a mirror to create a third wall out of cardboard. Kind of just get carried away, and if you sit there and just kind of ponder how you can do something with cheap alternatives, you really can like make it happen. So with 3 sets, 3 purposes, you've seen the YouTube. This is the YouTube part of it. And let me take you over to the IG and photography side of things. Kind of show you what I'm talking about. A little more rough and just kind of basic, but exactly what I need it for. Here we are. So this is the photo and basically IG story, IG TV kind of backdrop. Very simple, very basic, but that's what I'm looking for basically for this. Again, the teacher kind of drop down Bristol board, whatever it is. It's like 5.5 feet, and I just have 2 of them, or 3 of them actually. 1, 2, and there's a 3rd one up here. So yeah, kind of fake wood, and there's a seam here. You can kind of see it, but I mean, if I go there with my head, kind of interview any kind of anything like that. I mean, I just think it's a very versatile to have kind of alongside that to be able to use for different things. So yeah, this one was super simple. There's Bristol board behind here that kind of makes the wall, and behind me is the sound studio. Behind you. Just wait, because this one I am pretty proud of and invested most of my dollar store money in. So here we go, sound studio. Let me see if I can do it in this shot actually. Lost a light. That's in the back. We're good. Oh no. I just, where's some twinkle lights down? We're gonna take a pause. Okay. Last but not least, we're gonna take a trip into the sound studio. So, here we go. Come on in. The sound studio. So, close that bad boy back up. Now, we are inside. Got a little light there. That is my wall of fam. And this here is the sound studio. If you've seen any of the podcasts, you might have seen this guy. Curious, this is actually my first sound test in here. About $10 store carpets. And this here behind me is just kind of, I think it's like sheets. I don't even know what the heck it was. It's from the thrift shop. And it was just some like white sheet that I was originally gonna bounce light through, but it actually dampens the sound quite nice. So this is the sound studio. And behind here is some actual like black, it's kind of like styrofoam board that was at the dollar store. So yeah, $50 at the dollar store, 10 rugs, a bunch of styrofoam boarding, heck of a lot of duct tape, and I've got myself a fun sound studio to do some podcasting in. Currently on the smartphone, so I was a little more mobile to show you that one. Yeah, and then the Instagram and photography setup, and last but not least, the vlog setup without my lighting. The YouTube setup. So yeah, that's basically the whole setup. You want to do a DIY setup for a YouTube backdrop, or just easy photo, an IG kind of backdrop, or you need a sound space and you don't have a lot of money to do it, well, that's how to do it with the dollar store. If you found like this helped you at all, or if you got anything useful out of this, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. And I'd love to know how you used any of these tips to set yourself up, or anything you feel I missed or could have done better, or anything cool at the dollar store that I still have yet to get. Let me know. And have fun creating. Have fun with the creative process. That's what it's all about. It's mainly kind of something to pass the time, and I'm happy with the result. So go out there, create, and stay curious, guys.